All right. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Out here, chilling in the shade. Uh, I didn't get my coffee, but it's just one of those things where I love to come out and relax. And I'm telling you, y'all should get yourselves a hammock, especially if you move out to the country. Get yourself a hammock because it is nothing like experiencing what I'm experiencing right now. Listen to this. It's just nothing. It's the sound of peace and tranquility. We pretty much go to sleep out here, surrounded by trees. I mean, as you see, yeah, trying to learn how to use this thing. Unless you got the, you know, it's a good place to put your hammock is under some trees. But what I wanted to talk about uh, was the notion that everything is on you. That the weight of the world is on you, and I engage people. I talk to people all the time, and it seems as though they have put the weight of the world on their shoulders. And it's not a healthy thing to do because uh, everybody is simply put, it's not your responsibility. And people may think that other people are their responsibility, but that's just not the case. And it is going to be very difficult for people to break away from the matrix because the matrix wants you snared. They want you snared in mortgage debt and credit card debt and car note debt and all of these responsibilities and keeping up with that life. That's where the system wants you. The system wants you uh, trapped. And I talk to people all the time, and they say, well, how do you get out of it? And I say, just walk away, you know, walk away. But a lot of people can't do that, and they won't do that because of the fear associated with it. In my family, I was considered to be the go-to guy uh, in the family. Every family has one where if anybody's having any issues, financial problems, challenges, you go to the go-to guy. You go to the man in the family that's the most responsible. You go to the man in the family that is the most economically stable, and you ask for shit. You ask for handouts. You say, "This is what my situation is. Can I borrow this?" And it's interesting. I still get it to this day from family members that I haven't spoken to. Or I haven't seen or even bothered to come out and visit me, but they'll text me out of the blue, still asking me for money. But what I come to learn is that when I left, uh, their lives went along just fine. Because why? Because they didn't have me to prop them up. They didn't have me as the go-to guy, and so therefore they had to make a way for themselves. And let me tell you, there's nothing new under the sun. Uh, uh, the situations that people experience and how they talk and how they explain their situations and their obligations, it's nothing unique. It seems as though, when people do it, they feel as though they're in some unique situation that is just molded and shaped for them when that's simply put not the case. Uh, people have to find their own way, and especially those who uh, have made poor choices and decisions in their lives. And so, what this is what's happening. People want to make poor choices and decisions, continue to make poor choices and decisions, and then when it comes time to hit, they want you to bail them out. I'll give you a perfect example. Say you may have, because this stuff is very common. This stuff is very common. There's nothing new under the sun. You may have a parent, right? That is on drugs and continues to use drugs, and you may say to them, listen here, mom, pop, you're gonna have to give this stuff up, or else this is what's gonna happen. This is the road that's gonna take place, right? And they decide that they don't want to give it up. They don't want to change from their ways, and then something happens for them. Then what was happening is now is that they expect you to uh, totally put your life on hold, simply because uh, they birthed you or they had you. And now you're supposed to put your life on hold to take care of them because they made poor choices and decisions. They refuse to do what was necessary to change uh, their course. And so, therefore, now that they're in a situation, they want to uh, develop that relationship. They want to move out, so forth and so on. It's interesting, right? And this is something dear, and near to me. My mother, she had a issue with substance abuse. She struggled with it pretty much for the entirety of her life. And then, when it happened, when it came time, uh, it was expected that, I would, uh, step in and provide her with a home. No, but she went into the nursing home, and she used to call me up all the time. Can we, it's so great. I hear, the kind of life that you're living. It would be so great, and so forth and so on. And I didn't let her. Um, and she done passed on now, and it was an unfortunate situation. Uh, but people make the poor choices and decisions in their life, and what they want you to do is they want you to put your life on hold. They want you to uh, take your resources, and after they were warned, after they were told, listen here, you need to cut off the sugars. You need to cut off this. So you need to stop smoking. And they refused to do it. She refused to do it. Uh, and a lot of people would say, oh, you're a monster for doing that or not offering the assistance, or hey, you say what you want. But the problem is this entitlement and enabling society that we have, uh, where people want to go down a certain path, uh, ignore the warnings, ignore the love, ignore the pleas, not change, and then when shit hit the fan, what they want you to do is they want you to put your life on hold to bail them out. And no one thinks about uh, the pressures that a situation like that has on uh, your family that you're attempting to build, your wife, your children, because now those are resources that are being diverted from your family to uh, the family member of an irresponsible person that refused to make the poor choices and decisions. Now I know that a lot of people, this has nothing to do with honoring your mother and your father. You honor your mother and your father by uh, lovingly telling them what they need to do in order to live a better and more peaceful and more healthy life. And if they do that, it's a perfect example, at the same time, if they do that and then, they fall on hard times, then you can step in and say, you know what, they heeded the warnings. Let me go ahead and me personally, let's set up a cabin and so forth and so on for them. In order so that they can make the transition. I think that is the wise things. I think that's the righteous and honorable thing to do. Or you may have a situation where, you know, uh, you may have a parent that is sick. Now, if a parent is sick, they don't get to decide what kind of situation that they want to be in. No, you will be provided for with a room, a TV, some shelter, some internet, some AC, uh, a bed, some food, uh, and an environment, especially if you're amongst grandkids or something like that, you're going to be put in a situation where you can live out the rest of your days in a peaceful, uh, quiet, healthy, clean environment. I think that is the honorable thing to do. But None of my children's grand parent will be dictating anything if they are required or they are relying on me to provide them in their latter days. And likewise, I would not expect my children to uh, provide anything more for me or be there for me, anything beyond what a honorable son or daughter should do uh, as their parents get up there in age. Now, if I'm rebellious and I don't want to do anything, and then I'm going to come and dictate terms and conditions, no, it just doesn't work that way. And we're under this false perception that it seems to work that way when it doesn't. This is wisdom, folks. You need to understand how to deal with folks because people uh, they'll entrap you, and before you know it, your life is going by. And what about you? What about uh, the life that the Most High wants for you? Whether it coming to start a family and doing something for yourself to continue on with your legacy. Uh, uh, it's sad. It really is sad to see these situations, but we have to understand uh, how to correctly deal with matters because people think that because they're doing these things that is the right thing to do, but unfortunately, it is not. But everybody, you have a right to do whatever it is that you want to do. But uh, there's nothing new under the sun. What you experience is none different than other people have experienced. This is why, we say, when it says "Come out of her, my people think that they in some type of unique situation. Uh, we've been on the other side. Those who have done it, we have been on the other side. We know exactly what you're dealing with, and definitely how to overcome. But only those who have the ears to hear will hear it. Uh, those, let's see how it works out for you. Uh, but from our perspective, it doesn't pretty much work out too well. Shalom.